In the ancient Roman city of Tarraco, on the sun-drenched coast of Hispania, the might of the empire was about to make a grim example. It was the height of the great persecution, the last and most systematic attempt by Rome to eradicate Christianity. The Emperor Diocletian, a man obsessed with restoring traditional Roman order, had unleashed a series of edicts. Churches were torn down, sacred books were set ablaze, the clergy were rounded up and arrested. By this point, simply refusing to obey was an act of open defiance against the state itself. On January 21st, at 304, the spotlight fell on a respected Christian leader, Bishop Fructuosus, and his two deacons, Augurius and Eulogius. They were hauled before Roman officials, and the charge against them was brutally simple. They refused to offer sacrifices to the Roman gods and to the spirit of the emperor. In the eyes of Roman law, this wasn't just a religious disagreement. It was treason. According to the accounts that survived, Fructuosus didn't waste time arguing theology. He didn't try to flee. He stood calm and composed, acknowledging the authority of the Roman court while gently refusing its ultimate demand. The verdict was as swift as it was terrible: execution by fire. That very day, the bishop and his deacons were marched to the city's amphitheater. A crowd gathered, but not for celebration. An uneasy silence hung in the air. Public executions like this were meant to be a show of force, a brutal lesson in the cost of disobedience. As the flames were lit, witnesses would later claim that Fructuosus spoke one last time, not with words of anger against Rome, but with a message of unity for his flock. Whether every detail of that moment was recorded perfectly is less important than the scene it paints: an ancient empire, desperately trying to hold itself together, clashing with a faith that refused to bend. The irony is staggering. Within just a decade, this entire policy would collapse. The persecutions would end. Christianity would first be legalized, and then, astoundingly, it would receive the backing of the emperor. But on that cold January day, this future was completely unimaginable. Rome still clung to the belief that it could command faith through law and force. The execution of Fructuosus was one of the final, violent acts of that belief. It showed both the strength and the ultimate weakness of Roman power. The state had the power to kill a man, but it discovered it could not kill his conviction. January 21st, at 304, a quiet act of refusal meets a loud assertion of authority at the twilight of an era. Thanks for watching. Join us tomorrow for another story from the deep past.